Peace and love, beautiful people. This is True Life. Thank you for stopping by my channel. And today I want to talk about a couple of, unpopular opinions that I have concerning what's going on in our world today. Number one, we're talking about the declining birth rate, right? The declining birth rate on a global scale is strictly due to the human species having the innate awareness of when it is safe or when it's not safe, especially women, right? That's an ability that we have as mothers. We're directly connected to the children. We're directly connected through stem cells to these children. So when we feel that the environment is not safe, we shut down. It's the same way that we are when Mama Bear comes out and we decide that we're going to take on the world when that baby gets a scrape on the knee, okay? And nobody did anything about it. It is what it is. So now you have a patriarchal environment where it's getting out of control to the point where men do not want to hold themselves accountable for anything. Men are trying to switch the narrative as if women are choosing to partner with the government for whatever reason. That welfare queen narrative has really stuck to some of these men, and a lot of them don't realize that you literally go against the women when it comes to the children just to spite the woman. It has nothing to do with the children. This is why, when it comes time for child support and things of that nature, you would fight tooth and nail to not pay child support. And the child support is there to serve the purpose of you not being there. Okay? And it doesn't necessarily mean being in the home. You can beef with me all day, but the children don't have anything to do with that. And you would choose to disassociate yourself from the entire responsibility of being a father if you decide that you don't like me anymore. You get what I'm saying? And this is an environment that women have found to be very problematic with raising children. Nobody asks to be a single mother. Nowadays, we just do it because we already understand what the game plan is when it comes to a lot of men. Okay? So on the one hand, you have good men who are fighting the fight of trying to be in their children's lives, and then you have those women, which are a very small minority of them, women who would like to use their children as pawns. But then you have men, by and large, who use their children as pawns to have, to hold, but not to cherish and not to take care of and raise. And that's a problem. So here in 2025, we have a pandemic of women who decide that they do not want to be mothers, who do not want to be the slave wife, and who do not want to be under the rule of a patriarchal ideology. And a lot of you red pill fellas is what it is. You decide that you do not want to be a father. You decide that women with children are a problem, and so forth and so on. And then you try to use things like religion or the fact that they are impure or pure, whatever the case may be. Sounds real young, under 18 to me. But you want to use those as an excuse for the disrespect and the behavior that's happening. Now, here's the opinion that I have on that. When it comes to the declining birth rates, women have listened to you men. They have listened. They have decided. We're not talking about the ones that are past 40, in their 50s, who already have their children, and their children are the ones that's in their 30s and 20s. And so we're not talking about them. We're talking about younger folks and so forth, right? So here's the thing. With the declining birth rate, it really doesn't focus on every group. When it comes to America and Europe, they're talking about exclusively white women. The white population. This is why, and I'll clarify, because this is why when we were looking at the Planned Parenthood thing, right, where they were trying to exterminate black babies in these neighborhoods, in the black community, right? They were trying to exterminate. So that Planned Parenthood, all of that right there was to get rid of the overpopulation of black and brown bodies, okay? But it was not for white women. White women were supposed to be the ones to bring forth more babies that were white. This is why IVF was also being pushed at the same time Planned Parenthood was being pushed. Okay? And it's kind of like counterproductive, right? And then people say it's not about race, but it is. That's what it is when it comes to this declining birth rate. And I'll tell you why. 840,000 children go missing every year. You're saying that 1 million babies are getting killed every year through abortions, but 840,000 babies come up missing every year faithfully, and a little under 450,000 of them are in the United States alone. I want y'all to let that sink in for a second. There's no declining birth rate. What we have is a situation where a lot of things are at play. Okay? Predatory behavior, patriarchal and red pill ideologies, unsafe environments for both women and children, laws and legislation are being passed, okay, to remove the freedoms, rights, and ability for women to protect themselves both financially and medically. And you are saying blatantly that women have to partner with unsafe men to bring forth babies that will only be taken care of if the women allows men to abuse them. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and most of all, financially. Because nobody leaves a situation that's amazing. Nobody leaves a situation that benefits them or fulfills them. If you are not equally yoked with a woman or a man, it is what it is. You can move on. Period. That's one situation where you can be a good woman and he can be a good man, and y'all are just not the wave with each other. Y'all don't bring out the best in each other, so it's just probably not, you done grew up. But then there's situations where there's a lot of abuse there. Cheating and carrying on both sides, right? There's cheating, there's manipulation, there's a lot. Nobody wants to deal with that in 2025. Life is too short. So now you take away the jobs that was actually taking care of these fatherless children. And instead of looking at it for what it is, fatherless children, you're blaming society's ills on single mothers, where there is grace for men and no accountability for men who are abandoning these families. And I'll give you one. Brian McKnight went and started a whole nother family. And had an entire family. He went and started a whole nother one. Now, you can say whatever you want. It is what it is. People are going to have arguments all over the place. But the fact is still going to remain that our societies, these systems that are built, instead of our men looking at it for what it is, 300,000 women lost their jobs. Instead of you looking at that for what it is, which is systemic, instead of siding and partnering with the woman, you say out of your wicked mouth, because women decided to partner with the government and they decided not to be wives, this is why they losing their jobs. Excuse me? Systemic, blatant, discriminatory behavior has nothing to do with women siding with government. It has everything to do with there not being protections for women, let alone minority women, from their own men. And this is what I want to close this with, ladies. You women who have lost your jobs, of the 300,000, understand. Believe me. Okay? Single mom here. I get it. But this is what I want to tell you. You are the most educated person on this planet. Your education means everything. The problem is you use that education to build up somebody else's business instead of building your own. We have the money. We have it in spades. So what I would leave you with is, of the 300,000 of women, especially black women, but no matter what group you come from, white, Indian, I don't care, woman, it is what it is, girl power. Here's the thing. Take your education and build your own. Because in this capitalist society, there's still room for more businesses. Where you do not need to worry about somebody holding a paycheck over your head. It sounds like security. I know, trust me, it does. Especially when you have children that you have to take care of. Those bills still need to be paid. And entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. However, if you do not start now, next year, by this time next year, you're going to wish that you had. Start building coalitions and cooperations with other women. Build your societies and build your businesses now. And that's all I'm going to say on this matter. Okay? I'll be back with another one. Toodaloo.